Howdy everyone, Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. Happy New Year. Glad you decided to join me today. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our goal is to help you become a successful currency trader, to find that calling that you didn't know that you had. And we help people become successful by teaching them how to use our proprietary trading indicators, and we supplement that with what we consider to be the best in the business one-on-one personalized training, which is in my opinion the only way that you can really effectively learn currency trading. It is a hard topic to learn, and there's lots of garbage out there, and it's hard to figure out what's good and what's not. So by having someone who knows what they're doing show you what to do, you will succeed much faster. With that, in this session, we focus on a couple different signals. We've got probably a dozen different signals with our indicators. One is something called the 10-point trade. Another is at the top of the hour, if we have some time and we haven't found a 10-point trade, we will go for a little scalp trade using a signal called the thick orange line signal. So with that, let us get going and see what we can come up with for our first trade of the new year. We start by, we got to listen to this guy, so let's go ahead and do that.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendations to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the reasons we do this is because for you to be able to evaluate if the tools work, number one. Number two is we want you to have it be a bit of a teaching lesson where you are learning a different signal. If you're in the light program, this is not one of the signals that they show you. They show you a much simpler signal than this. And third, you can evaluate the accuracy for yourself. I am on here 3 times a week, and I post a trade every evening, Monday through Thursday. You don't see how I figured it out, but you get the trade and you can copy the trade. And that is one of the great things about the program is that you can see us trading, you can see the accuracy for yourself and make your own evaluation. If you're in the light program, you have access to what's in the yellow. If you are a regular member, we do trades every morning at 10 a.m. We do trades every evening at 10 p.m. We do a trade on Sunday. You've got some world-class traders doing these. So it's a teaching moment, and we're giving you a trade that you can copy if the analysis makes sense to you. We also have a paid session here at 8 p.m. every evening that you can sign up for and get some additional trades. This is done by Dale. Dale was trained by Kevin Jones Sr., the guy who developed the indicators, who has since passed away. So if you've got a question on the charts, he's the guy who can answer them because he's been around quite a long time. All right, so with that, let us get into see what we can come up with for a trade. I like to work off of a checklist. I am making sure everything is up and running before I start. and I did check my green charts at MT4, but if you've been on the trade before, you have known that I'm having sometimes the charts have been stalling out when I am streaming and using them at the same time. We are about to run a test where we're going to get a new computer that's got a faster speed and see if that fixes it. So we'll see. Good practice as a trader and just as a successful person in life is to do a review every day of what you've accomplished that day and where you can make improvements. Same goes for trading. Why did this trade not go well? And go back and take a look and see if you can see it. If you're trading on a 5-minute chart, that becomes a little harder because you're doing lots of trades and it's hard to hone in specifically on that specific 5-minute increment. But if you're trading on an hour chart or longer, you can grab a screenshot. We can go back and take a look and figure it out. And again, one of the advantages of having the coach is that you can show it to the coach, or you can show it to me, and we can tell you what we would have done if we saw that chart. As we are technical traders, we like to know what news is happening so we can trade around the news, and we look at the news by going to forexfactory.com, and they do a very nice job of kind of breaking it down into things we need to worry about by categorizing news as low impact, which is a yellow, medium impact, which is an orange, and high impact, which is a red. And right now we are next news item coming up is on the pound. Wow, that's a weird time, 7:01. They're announcing it at midnight their time. That's a weird time to have a pound announcement because it's non-business hours in England. Next thing we've got to worry about is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. There's some stuff on the USD. These all-day ones on OPEC meetings, I'm not going to not trade all day because of OPEC meetings. And in the last 3 years I've been doing this, I haven't seen OPEC news really have much of an impact on anything. So I think we've got clear sailing tonight. So with that, let's get into it and start doing our analysis. This first chart I'm using is one of the standard layouts. It is the light 6. I call it the composite chart. It is showing us six different currency pairs, all on a 1 hour chart. And they're all, this first chart is all US based pairs. And actually, this first signal here, I start with this middle part of the chart, which we call the majors and minors. When the lines are above the blue line, they're overbought. When the market's overbought, that's a good time to sell. Likewise, when the lines are down below the red, it is oversold. That is a good time to sell. Excuse me, a good time to buy. Ideally, we want to catch the lines when they're down here, pointing up, or up here, pointing down, and then ride it right through the channel. And you can see, had we caught this an hour ago, we've got a nice move going on. Typically, the start is I am looking for where the lines are either oversold down here going up or up here going down. Here we have kind of gone more than halfway through the channel. Usually when we get to the halfway mark, I pass on that. I'd like to catch the lines a little bit lower. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pass. This would be an okay trade if we caught it just a little bit before. But right now, I'm going to see if we can find something better. Euro USD, we're in the middle of the channel, and actually we've got the lines are not in agreement. Majors are starting to come down. Minors are going up. Majors, by the way, are the red and greens. Minors are the black and the grays. Pound USD, majors are overbought, going up. Minors are still in the channel, so we're not. I want both groups to be overbought or both groups to be oversold. USD Canadian dollar, we've got disagreement. We are oversold. Majors are going up, minors are going sideways, so we're going to pass. Other reason we're going to pass here is that both are this is not, these are non-trading hours for kind of these currencies. And what I mean by non-trading hours, it's nighttime. So most of the traders are gone. I'd like to have one of the currency pairs, or ideally both, be during morning time for the pair. USD Swiss franc, we're in the middle of the channel, and USD JPY, we are overbought and still going up. I want them overbought and coming down, so we get nothing here. So what I'm going to do now is duplicate this tab, and then I am going to open up a new chart. Basically, I've taken this 6 light major and cloned it and put in new currency pairs. And these are non-US pairs. And I've got 4 different charts of these, so we can go through 24 pairs and see if we find something that looks interesting. Euro pound. This is we have the signal here. The majors didn't really get entirely oversold, but they're going up. The minors are just barely going up, and I've got a double cross where the gray line is crossed over the black and the green line is crossed over the red. So I've got 3 points here. I need 3 points here to continue my analysis. Now, because this is euro pound, neither of these are actively trading right now. It's midnight in England, and it's 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. in Europe. If I were to continue this analysis, so that's kind of enough for me not to trade. But if I go up to my TNTs and count how many lines are going in the right direction that are consistent with the buy signal that I've got here, I got my 2 orange lines going down. I need to have a minimum of 3 out of the 4 here. In fact, all of these are telling me sell. The 2 blue lines are going up. The blue lines are inverted, which means that when blue goes up, that means sell. So all 4 are telling me sell. So I don't have agreement between what the majors are telling me, and this is and what the TNTs are telling me. And to be a good trader, I want to have kind of high consistency or high accuracy. To get that high accuracy, each of these sections of the chart are measuring something different. So if I can get them all in agreement, I've got a high probability trade. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find a high probability trade, and I can get all the information I need just by looking at these 3 different charts. Australian dollar, yen. This is actually a very nice signal had we caught it. The lines are nice and tight. There's great steepness here. Look at the steepness here of the green line versus the steepness here of the green line. More steep is better, but we're more than halfway. In fact, we're almost through the channel. So we're going to pass. Euro Canadian dollar, we're more than halfway. So we're going to pass. Steepness isn't as good here. Plus, it's the timing isn't right based on the time of day in those markets. Australian, New Zealand dollar, it's approaching morning in both of these places. We are overbought and still going up. We want to catch these going down. Pound yen, overbought. Our majors are overbought. Minors are still in the channel. still going up, so nothing there. Euro, Australian dollar. We've got conflict between the majors and the minors. Minors are going up, majors are going down. I want everybody in agreement. So, because we have conflict in the chart, we are going to pass. So let's open up a new one, duplicate chart, then go to major number 3. Let's take a look at Canadian dollar yen. It's still formulating a little bit. We're kind of in the middle of the channel, just approaching overbought, so we're going to pass. Euro New Zealand dollar. Euro New Zealand dollar. Overbought. Lines are coming down. And I've got the double cross. Green, the red line is crossed over the green, and the black line is crossed over the gray. I'm not as concerned that I'm not as concerned that the minors are at the halfway mark. I'm more concerned with what the majors are doing. So I've got 3 points here. What I don't like is I don't like the steepness on the majors. I prefer them to be a little steeper. Right now they're, I don't know, maybe a little less than 45-degree angles, or about 45. I prefer them to be steeper, but I've got 3 points, so let's keep with our analysis. I go up to the TNTs. I've got the thick orange coming down. So there's one line in agreement, but my thin orange is going up. So I only have one of the two here. When I go to my blue lines, dotted blue is coming down, which means buy. Thick blue is going up, which means sell. So I only have 2 of the 4. I want to have at least 3 of the 4 or 4 of the 4. So I don't have enough to continue my analysis here. If I don't have enough to continue my analysis, I go back to the next pair. You're a pound New Zealand dollar. We've got a mixed signal here. Minors are going down very steeply. Majors are going up, so we're going to pass. New Zealand dollar, yen. Everybody's going up. There's nice steepness here. I like it when the lines are all clustered, and when the lines are more steep than less steep. So this is a nice signal. Had we caught it the previous hour, but we're more than halfway, so I'm going to pass. Again, depending on what your trade plan is, and we're going to help you figure out a trade plan. Mine is, I'm kind of a single sitter. I like to go for about 10 pips a trade. I'm trading off of an hour chart, and I can get, when we get a run that runs from down here to up here, that can be as much as 30 pips off of a 1 hour chart, anywhere from 5 to 30. So I'm trying to scratch out 10 pips here. I believe my best chance to get the 10 pips is if I start here and let it ride through the end. Now, is it possible to get 10 pips from here, from the halfway mark, when we're halfway from here to the other end? Yeah, but I don't trade it enough where I'm comfortable enough to do that. I prefer to just wait till I see this setup, because I am more sure when I see this setup, I'm going to get what I want. Gold USD, we're in the middle of the channel, so we're going to pass. And Bitcoin USD, we're approaching overbought. again, here's a nice move. Had you caught this 2 hours ago, less steep to more steep, and then as it went through the channel, it got even more steep. So here's one kink in the line. Here's another kink in the line. Let's duplicate again. And we will go to 6 major 4 and see what we come up with. This Australian move, we've seen this similar pattern on the other Australian pairs. We're more than halfway. Swiss franc yen, we're over, majors are over bought. Euro yen, majors over bought. Pound Australian dollar. We're at the halfway mark, and we've got inconsistency between the majors and the minors. Usually, see this little pattern here where we've got the little bump out, and this is kind of like an upside down duck's head where the eye would be here. Usually we see this when we're either overbought going up or oversold going down, and it means there's going to be more of a push, that there's more down coming or more upcoming. So if you had a trade, you could let it run a little bit longer because there's still more of a push involved. But again, here we've got inconsistency between the two. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. We're in the middle of the channel. Everybody's going up. And Canadian Swiss franc, majors are oversold. They started to come down and then turned. And miners are oversold going up. Just trying to see. So here's one where you may have gotten it wrong, but actually no, you didn't have the full signal up here, so you wouldn't have taken this trade when this guy was coming down. I was just looking at it to see, well, had I seen this, I might have taken this, but looking at where these lines were when this was coming down, you still wouldn't have taken it because you didn't have enough agreement here. All right, so we've just gone through 24 charts and we didn't see a trade. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to use a different signal as we're approaching the top of the hour and see if I can find a trade with the other signal. This other signal is a little scalp trade, and it focuses on where this thick orange line is. And this thick orange line is a scaled number, and it goes from 0 when it's as low as it can go to 10 when it's as high as it can go. So I'm looking to see if this number is 0 or 10. When it's at 0, it's telling me that, hey, there's no more, I don't think there's any more down in the move. And when it's at 10, it's telling me it doesn't think there's any more up in the move. If there's no more up in the move, it's a sell. If there's no more down in the move, it's a buy. So I am looking for situations where this is at 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. And I'm only going to take this trade when there's less than 5 minutes left in the top of the hour. And I also want it to be in an hour when one of the pairs are in morning time. So Australian is good, but we're not at 0 or 10. 5 is no good. 4 is no good. 6 is no good. 8.5 is almost, but not quite. 6.7, no. So let us go to the next pair. 5 isn't close enough. 6 isn't close enough. 6 isn't close enough. AUD NZD 10 ding, 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 we're there. So I've got part one of the trade. But again, go back to my my accuracy concern. I don't want to just rely on one piece of information to give me the signal. And that's one of the great things about these indicators is each section measures something different. And by combining what I see on all three, I've got enough information to get a high probability trade. I am looking for all four of the majors and minors to be well overbought. Well overbought. We are overbought, but in my opinion, we're not well overbought. I like to see this red line a little bit higher. I like to see it where kind of the black line is. So we're going to think about this while I continue to look on the AUD NZD sell for 5 pips. I'd like to see this a little bit higher. 3 isn't close enough. 2.7 isn't close enough. So you see, I'm kind of picky in what I'm choosing. I want to make sure I've been doing this long enough where I've seen where the lines need to be. And one of the great things about our charts is you can go back and back test this to confirm it for yourself. Where, all right, I'm looking at this signal. What happens next? So that you can be entirely comfortable when you see something. You're confident in what's going to happen next. 4 isn't close enough. 1 isn't close enough. It needs to be under 1. 6 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. 10, yes, but our lines aren't overbought. They haven't even reached the overbought line, the major lines. So we're going to pass. Let's go here. 8.9. We're just a hair off, but if we look at our majors and minors, they're not overbought yet. 5 isn't close enough. 4 isn't close enough. 0, yes, but where are my majors and minors? They're still on the channel, so no. 5, no. And 1.5, no. I'm going to just go back to our friend here, AUD, NZD, and I'm looking at it trying to decide. I don't like this. This guy isn't quite high enough to take this trade. So I am going to pass. So tonight we looked through 24 charts with 2 different signals, and we didn't find a trade. We will come back again tomorrow morning, sometimes in the evening. It's a little bit harder to find a good trade. All we need is a couple of them, and I'd rather wait and find the good one than to just take a trade for the sake of taking a trade. Let's see what we have for questions. Hold on here a second. Kevin is asking, didn't I just take a trade within the last 2 hours on the Euro USD? Yes, I did. But that trade, it uses a different signal. So I am using, I am trading off the day chart on that trade. And I am expecting that trade to close in the middle of the night, right around 3 in the morning. So I kind of set it and forget it. So that is a different trade with a different signal. And that signal is a little bit harder. That's why I don't show it, because it takes more explanation. So on that one, you just need to trust me that it's a good trade. And if you've been following it, it's accurate about 19 out of 20 times. Let's see what else we got here. The Euro USD trade is almost ready to close. It might be. I don't have that chart up in front of me. What the take profit was on the thick orange line trade. If you find the signal, when do you pull the trigger? So on that thick orange line trade, I pull it if there's under 5 minutes left in the hour. And let's just go forward. Some people on that trade like to wait till the actual hour changes, and they want to see this number, the thick orange line number, decrease by more than 1. In this case, it did. So we very well may have, had we taken that, we probably would have gotten it. Yeah, it looks like we would have gotten it had we taken it. But again, my trade philosophy is I'd rather pass on some possible trades and have a higher accuracy rate on the trades that I do take. But I wait on that thick orange line trade till there's less than 5 minutes on the top of the hour. And some people will actually wait and see if this number jumps by 1. I don't usually do that. I'll just take it when I see it. The only reason, if I was just a little late getting into it, I might do that. What else we got here? Okay, gang, sorry we didn't come up with a trade tonight. I like to reward you guys for being here and give you a free fish to feed off of. But nothing tonight. So we will reconvene tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. and we will do it again, and we should find something. Thanks so much for being here. We're here to make you great traders, and we will if you're coachable and you follow the instruction. Great. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.